We're back.
Yes.
We did it again, Julie.
We did it again. Woo!
We are back with episode 2.
Buenos. I'm Julie.
And I'm MJ.
Hey, MJ.
What's up, Julie?
Hey, girl. How was your week?
Oh, my God. My week was super productive, okay? It's been, I don't know, between my 9 to 5 and, like, doing stuff for my 9 to 5, I feel like this week went by really quick. Like, today feels like Friday, even though it's Thursday and this video is being pre-recorded. It went by super fast.
It really did. It did.
Like, I feel kind of like, oh, okay, Thanksgiving is about to be here.
It's next week. Oh my gosh, next week, Thursday.
Are you ready for Thanksgiving?
I am. I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to indulge. I'm ready to be with family. I'm so ready. How about you?
Heck yeah. Hell yeah. I'm ready to see my people. I want to see my people. I'm ready to sit down and just like talk, trash and eat some good Jamaican food. You know what I'm saying?
Like, first and foremost, let's acknowledge the hair. Okay? Loving it. Love it. And who did it?
I did it. I had to change it up. You know what I'm saying? My little boo thing, he was like, and I was like, fine, I'll change it up, gotta add some inches. I'm a thick girl, I gotta add some inches to this. I love the baby hair.
Thank you.
All that baby laid, all that. What do you use?
Eco Styler gel, girl, the red one. Excuse me.
Eco Styler gel cannot do nothing to my edges. Girl.
Just wrap it up with your headscarf and that's it.
Are you Indian?
Girl, I might be. I might do the ancestry. We should do that one day.
Ooh, that'd be cute.
That'd be dope.
That'd be real cute. I like that. I like how that sounds.
Yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching our last episode. If you guys haven't watched that, the card will be somewhere up here. So make sure you guys watch that. Last week we spoke about soulmates. What else?
We talked about do we believe in soulmates and stuff like that. And that episode was really enlightening. I actually got some feedback off of that last episode.
Right.
A few of our viewers were telling us that we were really breaking down our version, and a lot of people related to that. Like, someone really was like, yo, I feel the same way about soulmates. It gives a spiritual vibe. And I actually learned about twin flames. I was shocked. I didn't know all that was a whole world.
I didn't know either. And you know what's so funny? The fact that I was on, don't ask why, but I was on Lauren London's page, and when she was giving Nipsey a birthday when she was giving Nipsey a birthday shout out, she called him her twin flame. And I was like, I never knew that was really a thing until that day.
Yeah, it's just someone that you have love for and a spiritual connection. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but that's what I grasped from the twin flame. Like, you guys are, I guess, equally yoked. Ooh, we're learning and we're smart.
Yes.
Okay, so that was our last video. Again, everything will be up here in the information box or down below in the description box. So check out our last video.
Yes.
Oh, let's get into
pop culture, sis. Let's get into it.
What is going on?
So last night I watched Will Smith's 30-year anniversary of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I can never say that fast. But I watched the 30-year anniversary and it was so beautiful. It was like one of those things where you literally cried like the whole entire time, because they were just like, you know, reminiscing, and you know, James Avery, since he passed away, it was just like one of those things where it was just
Uncle
like, oh my
Phil,
god,
Uncle
yes,
Phil.
yes.
Who doesn't love Uncle Phil? Uncle Phil was dad.
He was literally the father of the show,
Yeah.
of everyone's lives. Did you get a chance to watch the
reunion?
episode?
I
Yeah.
haven't watched the reunion, but I could only imagine, because I grew up watching Uncle Phil, Fresh Prince, Will, all of them, Aunt Viv, and I literally felt like they were a part of my household. Like, I grew up with my dad, but just seeing Uncle Phil as another example of a beautiful black man just made me want to be like, oh my God, like, it's just beautiful seeing black families, period, especially, you know, being televised, because we didn't have a lot of black shows growing up.
No, and you know, I think that was like one of 3 at the time, or maybe like one of 5. So yeah, it's I love that. I love the fact that they revolved, you know, black families and all that in the 90s. So yeah, I don't know. It was that I literally sat there, and I just want to point out that I don't watch anything on my phone. I have to watch it on my TV. Everything's on my TV, but I had to watch that on my phone. I watched it on my phone last night. And I cried.
A lot of people had good feedback, so, because I saw a lot of people reposting it, so I knew it was good, because he has a one-on. I haven't seen it, but I've seen the clips where he's having a one-on-one conversation with Aunt Viv, the dark skin, the original Dandara, like the queen.
Let me ask you a question. How did you feel as a child to see dark skin and Viv to light skin and Viv?
You know, I noticed a huge difference, because it was obvious. I think everybody as viewers, we were like, hey, we're not the smartest people in the world, but Aunt Viv was dark skinned last season. I watched the new Aunt Viv, and I didn't feel attached with the new Aunt Viv. I'm gonna be real with you. I watched Fresh Prince after they changed Aunt Viv, but I never felt connected. I always felt like she was like the second wife. I always felt like, oh man,
the mistress.
Yeah, I was like, here comes the second wife again. Because Aunt Viv, the original Aunt Viv, had a certain energy. Everybody knew the original Aunt Viv. She had sass. She was funny, and she was unapologetic.
And I'm sorry for cutting you off, but you know what's so funny that you say that? They mentioned that everything that you're saying right now, they mentioned that in the reunion yesterday.
So I know I'm not tripping, because that's how I felt. I remember, like, I'm getting chills, because that's exactly how I felt. Like, I remember watching the original Aunt Viv, and her energy was just so, like, you couldn't deny it. Like, she was that definition of a strong black woman. Uncle Phil had to have that. Especially, girl, I could go on and on. I'm just leave it. I could go on and on. But anybody who knows in real life, in real time, they were the only quote unquote black family in that Beverly Hills neighborhood. That's where, like, and he was a successful lawyer. So, you know, in those type of settings,
she was a professor.
You can't have no weak female. And I'm not associating colorism to weakness or none of that, because you could be light skinned, dark, it doesn't matter. A strong woman is a strong woman, period. But that sense, because of the character she portrayed in her aura, it was believable. Like, you can believe that this type of man would be with this type of woman.
Right. So do you know the reason why Aunt Viv left the show? Do you want me to tell you, or you want to watch it for yourself?
I don't know why. What happened?
So she pretty much got pregnant. And what happened was like, pretty much she was going through her own thing at home. And I guess like they pretty much gave her an ultimatum. Like, it's either you're going to stay here and you're not going to do any shows at all. Like, what, you know,
like a contract or something?
Right. Like, you can't do any shows at all, like, pretty much after pregnancy. And she wasn't with that, because she was like, you know, I need to make my money. Like, you know, this won't be my only source of income. So she said no. She said, absolutely not. And
so, okay, start over. So they told her she's pregnant, and they tell her she can't do anything else?
She can't go to any other show. Like, pretty much she can't film any other show. Hopefully I'm saying that right.
She can't make no other money?
Pretty much. She can only be with Fresh Prince.
What? correct. I know, I'm shocked because it's like, why couldn't she? Like, I don't get it.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but
no, you're probably saying it right. I'm not understanding, like, why would they do that to that extent? I mean, I know I've heard that in the past with, just like, in the past I've heard people being locked in. Like, I know Netflix does that with their comedians when they do those stand-up shows.
oh.
They tell them, hey, you can't do stand-up with any other I guess production other than Netflix, because we're going to be airing your episodes for a year. Like, we're going to be airing your thing. So I know they lock people in for a year, 2 years, but just to be like, I'm pregnant and I can't, that's crazy.
Right. So
wow.
I don't know if you remember.
Dark skin. I'm gonna be real. I'm petty. I was like, they just wanted to get rid of her because she's dark skin.
That's what I thought too. I thought the same thing too. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the same thing too.
That. Now I know they didn't want her to go nowhere.
Pretty much. And she was like, no, I had to make my money. Like, what do you mean? I can't just be, I can't explore. So yeah, she was upset about that. And then they pretty much fired her. Like, she said no, but it was like, I said no and automatically y'all fire me.
Right.
So you could tell in between the scene between Will Smith and Janet, that there was like that was their first time speaking after 27 years.
What?
Their first time talking. Like, do you know what that is?
Conversation.
Huh?
Imagine that conversation. Imagine if you had beef. Let's just that. Like, you
It's
got beef with somebody and y'all ain't talking like 27 years. How does that conversation work? Because y'all still have that same energy, maybe, right?
But after a while, it's like you outgrown it. You don't even think about it. And I think it all depends on what you did and how the situation ended, right?
Right.
So with them, it's business.
Right.
But then they said that, there was words that were exchanged, and he was a 21-year-old, and I think at the time she was probably like in her 30s in the show, probably 30s or in her 40s, whatever. No, I think she was in her 30s. Yeah, she was in her 30s because she's 64 now. Okay. So she was in her 30s, and he was just pretty much saying like, I was a kid, like, I didn't know much, like I didn't know like how much this affected you as a pregnant woman. And now that I'm looking back on it, I have 3 kids. This is what Will Smith is saying. I have 3 kids now. I would have been more lenient towards the situation, but you could tell like he was hurt by it. There was a lot of hurt and pain, and it was just a beautiful moment, right? And Will Smith had also mentioned that I can't be out here pretty much just speaking all these motivational things, and then I have somebody that's here that I haven't spoken to over 30 years, over 27 years, and it's like, we had to clear.
Noble. That's very noble of him, because a lot of people could have just swept it under the rug.
But he was like, I can't do this 30-year anniversary without the original Aunt Viv.
Yeah.
So it's like
the elephant in the room, because we all don't have Uncle Phil, so we gotta have. Every time I say that, I get emotional. Like, I don't like it.
They did a tribute for him, like a little.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. I cried. Everybody on set cried, and I was just like, oh my God. It would have been beautiful if he was there.
It would have been, because it's like that moment that we're uniting. Like, that's. I'm gonna just say this as the last thing. To see something like a masterpiece being made, and then for y'all to just come together, and because like to have a moment to share with somebody, because it's hard you can never recreate a Fresh Prince. I don't care if they reboot it.
No.
I'm tired of all these rebooting. You cannot remake a Fresh Prince. So for them to even make a masterpiece like that, and it's still playing on till this time, just shows the level of just amazing. I don't even know what to describe it.
Right, I get you.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, I love it. I love that.
So she mentions in the between the two of them when they were talking, she says that she lost everything after being replaced as Aunt Viv. Calling a Black woman difficult in Hollywood is the kiss of death. How do you feel about that? Like, do you agree or disagree?
I have to listen.
I agree with it.
I'm always gonna agree, sis. Anything that can jeopardize the Black woman is an issue.
Because it's like you're calling her an angry black woman, and now it makes it harder for her to even like audition for anything.
And we can talk about how many actresses have been considered difficult because they did not agree with something that production or whatever was trying to do. So I really feel like she was speaking a lot on that. And I think that's what she was trying to harper on. Like, if you guys have issues, you guys cannot publicly say things to jeopardize the brand. The person, you know? Right. Everybody works hard for their brand. You know, everybody puts the effort and the time into their brand. And even if it's not perfect, when you go out your way to do that, you're really tarnishing that person's image. Right. And you can't take that back. Once you put something out there, everybody knows you can't take it back. So she was kind of like
hurt.
Yeah, she
extremely hurt.
Extremely hurt.
Yeah, yeah. So, in other news, did you hear Tory Lanez has been found not guilty? Did you hear, sis? Girl. How do you even feel about that?
Girl, where's my sage? Where is my candles? I need to...
Let me just tell you this.
Go ahead.
I hate to sound fucked up, but you know what? Everybody has their own opinions. And we speaking, okay? So, I don't know. For some reason, I kind of knew he was going to be found not guilty. And I say that because it was just, I don't know. I listened to his music and he sounds so passionate. Like he, like, almost as if like we were there when everything happened. And I don't know. I kind of think Megan is...
to his new songs even after Megan got shot?
Are we still listening to R. Kelly songs? Are we still listening to Chris Brown songs?
Girl, can we get any more quiet? Okay, so continue. So you knew he wasn't going to be guilty because
I felt it. I definitely felt like he wasn't going to be found not guilty. I don't know. It's just everything about that situation just didn't sound right. We weren't there.
Nothing was sticking. She wasn't sticking. It was to the point like, I was like, what happened? What happened? Girl, they started playing mind games with me. I was like, oh, he didn't shoot her. He did shoot her. She said he didn't, you know, like I didn't know what to believe.
I didn't know what to believe either.
Yeah.
So that's why I continue to listen to his music. Because I don't know if he shot her. I don't know if she shot herself. I don't know if the other person shot her. Like, I don't know.
None of this is funny to be getting shot.
It's not.
I'm laughing at the fact that bullets are being passed around so loosely. Like,
we don't know who did what.
We don't know.
We just don't know.
We don't.
And it's unfortunate, but whatever. I mean,
yeah.
I pray for both of them, and I pray for peace. I pray that they both find peace within themselves.
Yeah. That situation, I think we could go on and on with the hypotheticals, but I like how you're finishing it and ending that situation, because I was about to go super deep, but I don't think this situation has to, because again, like you said, we don't know. None of us were there, and at this
we don't know.
We as long as Megan is mentally stable and as long as Tory Lanez finds, you know what it is? I will say this. I want people to go and get some mental health done. I think all this goes to show that we need to really be taking our mental health serious.
Because and know who's around you.
And who's around you. Because that was a lot of toxicity right there. That was from them not knowing who shot who to the drinking, for her being belligerent, from him saying like it just looked a hot mess. I think that's what it came down to. It just that looked a hot mess.
It was too much to take in. So yeah. But so did you hear that George Clooney gave 14 of his friends $1 million each?
Ooh, how many friends does he have?
He probably has a lot, but he gave his best 14 people $1 million each.
So that was $14 million.
Now, my question is, would you give your best people $1 million if you were a millionaire, of course?
Well, George Clooney obviously has enough money to give all of us money. But to answer your question, yes, I would give my people $1 million. I definitely would. Especially if I know you've been around for years, no doubt in question. Because at this point, if I die, my money can't go with me. And if I have enough money to give and still give to my family or whatever, hands down. Hands down.
Of course. Yeah, I agree. I would do the same thing too.
Yeah.
Hands down. I already have like 5 people that I can think of.
Oh, so you'd be giving $5 million. Period.
Why not? Why
not? Like, I mean, we make millions sound like, oh my gosh, but like, if you really think about it, like to give somebody $1 million, that sets them up to do other things. Because mind you, I could give you $1 million and you don't even spend it. You know what I'm saying? You could give that to your kids. You know what I'm saying? People always assume like, if I give you $1 million, you're just gonna be using it carelessly. But if you're my friend and I know you, I'm pretty sure you're going to use that money for your advantage to help better yourself. So
right.
As long as because I mean, I don't want to get too extra into it, but like even Jay-Z said, like, you can't really be a boss if your people ain't women. Your people got to win. Like,
what's the saying? If you have 10 broke friends, you're going to be the 11th one.
Right. So I feel like if I'm the only one doing good, there's something wrong in my circle. My people got to be doing good. And don't get me wrong, sometimes your people be messing up, you know, but I'm saying like real people, like you're close. Because he might treat his friends like his family. He might look at his friends and be like, no, that's my, the media calls them friends, but him like, nah, I wouldn't be here without them. So $1 million is just a portion of what they deserve.
I'm trying to think of what Young Ma said. Young M.A. Mm-hmm. She mentioned something like that, like how she wouldn't, something about her friends and that she wouldn't like, bring her friends along, something of that nature. But if I could remember it,
talking about. I think I heard that too, where she was just like, "You gotta let them go. I ain't bringing none of these N-words around."
Yeah, that's so weird.
So people have different experiences. So maybe her people was no good, but obviously Clooney had good
Harlem world.
Honey, Clooney people. He's like,
I wish I was one of his friends, cause honey, I need that right now.
I wish I was his left toe. Okay, I don't care what I'd be his nanny. I would.
Mistress.
I'd be the. Listen, I will be the bag lady at the store. Anything, Clooney. Whatever you want to give, I am here.
Whatever you need.
Whatever you need. If I service you for 20 years, thank you, Clooney.
You're getting something big. You getting a bonus.
Good tips.
Exactly. So.
Okay.
We're going to get into this episode's topic, and that is feminine hygiene. Okay, so I love my vagina. My vagina is my sacred area. It's my baby. It's the person, the thing, whatever that I take care of the most.
Oh my God,
because without her,
your vagina sounds so cozy. You make me want to sleep. You're like, my vagina, my sacred.
I mean, it should be every woman's sacred place, right? Yeah. So that's the reason why I wanted to talk about feminine hygiene, because I've been seeing it mostly on YouTube and social media where guys are like criticizing women about their vaginal odors and stuff like that. Like we see memes and we see like, little comedy skits and stuff like that of like, oh, like your face stink. But have we really taken the time to really like educate ourselves to really understand the vagina? Right. And this topic is not for women only, it's for men as well, because men are like,
they're oblivious. They don't know what's going on with the vagina. Like they don't know what's going on with their girl vagina. They don't know what's going on with their kids. I'm not saying that you guys have daughters out here, but let's be real. If you have a daughter, you want to be mindful of knowing her body parts too, not in like a perverted way, but in a way of just health conscious, because it's important that everybody knows what's going on down there.
Exactly. I agree.
I
I
like this
agree.
topic. This sounds so
Yes.
good. I love this. Oh, this is so
Yes.
good.
So, have you ever wondered, like, if your vagina has like a normal smell?
Mm.
Like, do you think like your vagina has like I don't know, like do you ever wonder like if your vagina's like like
My
this
vagina.
is how it's supposed to smell?
Yeah, all the time. I'm gonna be real with you, I'm always lifting it up, you know, because it's there. So I'm just kind of like, you know how you kind of just, you know, yeah, I think we're good today. What's going on? You gotta pay attention. Any woman you have to know your odor. Your odor is
Mm-hmm.
important. If you don't know how you smell on a normal basis to how you don't smell, then honey, you're in the right place.
Right.
We're gonna talk about
So guys, I just want to point that I have my notes written down right here on my phone. So if you guys see me looking down, I'm just reading my notes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read off what is on my notes, and pretty much everyone's vagina is different and everyone has their own special scent. So don't be alarmed if you smell something and sometimes it's just your normal scent.
Yeah.
Vagina has particular smells which vary from person to person. Some influenced by your clothing material, your diet, and how much you hydrate. So has a doctor ever told you like, well, your gynecologist specifically, like, oh, you should be wearing like cotton underwear?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had a gynecologist break it down into that extent, but they have recommended like, you know, diets and stuff like that. But I've never heard anybody break down what I should wear and what I shouldn't wear. No.
Right. So I should also point that, sometimes in like warmer weather, we tend to sweat down there, which makes it like a little stinky stink. Cause it does, it's like a crevice, Yeah, like we're normal, we perspire, whatever. So it may smell like armpits, like when you don't put deodorant on, and that's okay. Just they are special deodorants for your down there.
Oh, so we have vagina deodorant?
Yes.
I never knew that. And
yes.
This is why it's so important to talk about stuff like this, because I never knew stuff like that. I didn't know we had
Education is extremely important when it comes to feminine hygiene. No one really teaches you the importance until we're hit with an infection or something we feel like is wrong down there. So yeah, I mean, education is key.
Education is key. I'm loving this already. This sounds so good. Vagina deodorant.
So I'm gonna get into why cotton underwear is the best underwear to wear.
Okay.
So cotton underwear is an essential simply because it's breathable and it keeps your vagina clean and dry. Cotton underwear can it pretty much keeps the vagina cool, and it keeps the moisture there. Moisture is good. With breathable fabrics like cotton, you have to reduce the risk. Oh, wait, sorry. Hold up. All right, with breathable fabrics like cotton, you have what? Fuck. Ugh. Okay. I'm hot. Okay.
Well,
with breathable fabrics like cotton, you have a reduced risk of bacterial growth and infections. So if you use anything other than cotton, you are more prone to getting bacterial growth, like bad.
Because of like all the moisture.
Yeah. There's no moisture being put in. It's not being cool, and it's not, you just want to keep it like nice and.
It's like an AC. You need to have like.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's going down between our thighs, our buttocks, our curves.
It's too much.
There's a lot going on down there, so we gotta. It makes sense that it has to be breathable. They gotta breathe.
Right. Exactly.
And you can tell. I don't know if you've ever been out and you can kind of tell when you're getting overly sweaty down there.
I put deodorant.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always felt like, oh my God, I gotta rush and take a shower, or because it's moist and you're just like, and once you start feeling moist down there, it's like the most disgusting feeling ever. You literally
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're holding a tea bag.
Right. And you know, there's certain, I don't know if you wear thongs, but there's also certain thongs that have cotton in the middle. So you want to pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to make sure that the underwears that you're buying is breathable and cotton.
Yeah.
Not silk, not satin, because satin retains moisture. So it reduces the airflow, creating irritation, friction, and also encourages yeast and bacteria growth, which can lead to infections.
Ooh.
So pretty much like if you have satin panties. If you have satin panties, it's pretty much not good.
That makes sense. I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but you know, I have a satin bonnet and it keeps moisture in my hair. So
that is good for your hair, but not for the
down
vagina.
There. Yeah, that makes sense, because even when I buy thongs or underwear, it comes with the cotton lining in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I mean, I never really connected that many dots because I always just like buy and go, but yeah, I and it feels good. Like I'm sorry, I don't want to get too sidetracked, but I love a comfortable underwear.
Oh yeah,
underwear are hard to find that are super comfortable.
Where do you shop for yours?
I go to Target and I go to Walmart, but mostly I get Walmart and Target. I keep it simple, but it's like brands. There's certain brands like the Hanes and all that.
Okay.
I like a good one, like the ones without the lining in it, and I love it. No, man, we gotta talk about it because it's hard to find good underwear for me. Not everybody else, but it's really hard because some underwears are just super uncomfortable, and then you feel it in your clothes. Once you put your jeans on, you're just over here shifting all day. So whenever I find a good pair of underwear, it's like I could literally just wear that and a t-shirt and be good with my life.
Maybe you should do a video on that.
Oh yeah, we should.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about you for your channel.
Oh, okay, guys. If you want a video of comfortable underwear, I'm not gonna wear it though, so don't be provocative because I'm not wearing underwear or nothing. No. But I can recommend.
No try on holes.
Yes, no try on hole underwear. That's not here. Never. No. You gotta. No, thank you.
Oh man. Okay, so have you ever douched?
Yes, I used to be mad.
Have you?
Yes, because you know, like I said, no one really sat me down on like the ins and outs of my vagina experience. It was kind of like I grew to learn things and remedies through people. So for me, it was just like douching was the it thing at one point. Like women were always, I don't know about you, but like it was a thing. Like when you used to watch it on the Summer Eve commercials and all those little things, you were just like, yeah, I gotta go douche, because that's what you see when you go to the store. Like right next to everything else, you see douches, and you're like, okay, let me douche. But I do douche now, but I do it with just water. I just use water. I actually use like a douche bottle, and then I just put water in it. And sometimes if I feel like doing something extra, I might add apple cider vinegar. But other than that, that's all I usually douche with.
Okay. Well, they say don't douche. Boy. Douching is not okay. I'm pretty sure everybody here has heard of douching. Pretty much, if you don't know what douching is, we'll leave a definition right here for you. But the vagina self-cleans itself. So it naturally produces discharge, which we all know.
Right.
Which you all have.
Right.
It pretty
discharge, y'all.
Exactly.
Okay, we get scared when we hear discharge. Like
we really do, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I'll get into that a little later. Okay. But discharge helps get rid of germs and bacteria from your body. So if you have discharge, don't be alarmed. There are ways, some situations that you should be alarmed. So, right. But if it doesn't have a smell or anything like that, then you're good. Everybody has discharge.
So there's like signs.
Exactly.
Good and bad discharge.
douching and using harsh cleaners or soaps can disrupt your natural pH balance and can irritate your vagina and wash away good bacteria. So that's why they say not to douche, because douching, it pretty much gets rid of your natural pH, and your woman's pH balance, her vagina pH balance, is between 3.8 to 4.5.
Let's get Julie a round. Julie, you better shoot these gems. I learned that. That was something new. When I was researching this topic, I didn't know the number. I didn't know what was the exact percentage or number that our pH balance is supposed to be. So thank you.
No problem. I feel like, you know, these are things that people don't speak on. People don't talk about it. And it's like, we need to know these things. And even as adults, like, you know, we still don't know. And that's okay. You know, that's fine.
because the vagina is really complex. We have a lot of, you know, corners, and we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on down there, okay?
We sure do. We sure do. And I want to get into, it says, you know, not using harsh cleaners or soaps. So the best soaps to use that my doctor had told me at one point was Dove sensitive soap, which it has no fragrance at all. At one point I was using Iris Spring, the green one. I was using that on my vagina. And it was like I kept wondering why
every Caribbean, West Indian, every Black person got some Irish Spring in they bathroom.
And I just thought it was normal. I thought it was normal to use it on the vagina. I was like, you know, I wanted to smell extra good.
Yeah. You know, Irish Spring it smells good. It's fresh.
But it's so bad for your vagina. And you know what? It's crazy. There are people who don't even use soap on their vagina. They just use water. I remember when I think it was a few years ago, I had mentioned it to my coworkers. I was like, yeah, I use soap down there. Yeah. And then they was like, you use soap? Like, they looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, I mean, I get my period, sis. I mean, to each his own, you know. I get my period. And I need to use some type of substance down there.
All right.
So yeah, a common infection is bacterial vaginosis. So a lot of people, when they douche, they try to mask the smell by douching, you know, because bacterial vaginosis is an infection that we get in you know, obviously inside of us, and our discharge pretty much smells, and our pH balance is thrown all the way off. It has like a nasty, fishy, smelly odor. And a lot of people, they douche just to try to get rid of that smell, but what they're doing is making it worse. So you don't want to douche if you have any type of bacterial infection, because obviously you're going to make it a lot worse than what it already is. Best thing you can do is go to your doctor.
Always
go to your gynecologist, because if you don't know what's going on, don't try to go and invent and go on Google and type in something and then kill yourself, and then all you have to do is just call your doctor, okay?
You guys, listen, as she said, we are not doctors here, okay? This is just
we're not
entertainment purposes and to educate.
And we're educating.
And we're interested.
Exactly.
Right. So you called up your gyno and be like, hey, something smells fishy down there. And that's okay. Listen, it happens to the best of us, you know, because again, and I know you're going to go into further explain, but a lot of things, you know, can interfere with odor. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just your body telling you something. So don't feel no type of way. We've all been there.
Exactly. You shouldn't feel embarrassed to just talk about, oh yeah, like I have a smelly fishy odor or whatever the case. It will be embarrassing though, you know, if you know that you have this and then you go and have sex and then make things worse. You don't want to do that. Okay? No.
Don't wait to be in front of somebody to smell off, because
you don't want to be in.
Yeah, because he's gonna tell you by his actions. Because you know, guys, they don't play with that. That's a no-no. You don't want to do that. That's embarrassing when a guy is like, yo, you smell weird. But I will say this, in all honesty, I had dated somebody in I was in a relationship with them, and they told me one time, like, hey, are you good? Because they noticed my odor did change. I didn't take it offensively because at the time I was going through, whatever I was going through, and it actually affected that. So I actually went and got that treated, got cleaned up and everything, and I was good. So I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but you don't want to be in front of just people with your legs open and you smell like fish. That's just not.
Exactly. And also, did you know that sperm can also throw a woman's pH balance? And if he's having sex with other people, we can't even say men or women.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he's having sex with another person, it can definitely throw off your pH balance.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it happens. Especially, like, that's why they say be careful who you lay down with, because whatever they have, you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? So make sure.
You're going to get.
So make sure, like, you really know what you and your partner are doing, because when you are just having willy-nilly fun out there, honey, that catches up, like.
That's why we need to practice safe sex. And you know what's crazy? A lot of the times, I remember when I was growing up, I used to see a lot of like ads and people talking about it, like, safe sex, safe sex, safe sex. And now you barely even see any of that. You don't hear it in songs, nothing. Like, you don't even see it on commercials that much. Like, where's the advertisements of practicing safe sex? I don't see it as often as how much I used to see it. Do you?
I don't see it as much. I don't think I've seen like honestly, I just keep seeing videos. I keep seeing commercials of people treating these
and like diseases.
And
no one is saying, hey,
how do you get
put a rubber on?
That is so. You see this is exocarnal. Exocarnal is a new drug. And you're just like, what is exocarnal? For anything.
HIV.
How to live life perfectly with herpes. And you're like, dang, like, I'm gonna live my life better with her. They make herpes seem like, and how to live a fulfilled, purposeful life with herpes. And then they have all these disclaimers, and you're like, dang, all you gotta do is put up a couple of children contraceptive ads. That's all you gotta do. You see more.
They wouldn't be getting these things if they were practicing safe sex.
You see the morning after pills. You see the herpes. You see all these commercials, but we're not seeing contraceptives. Where are they?
It's sad. Because a lot of, what, we're gonna get into that one day. But
listen, if you guys see a video of us talking about what unprotected, protected sex, or just sex positive videos, please let us know. We will do a video for y'all about this, because this is a whole nother topic.
It is. But so the CDC states that consistent and correct use of latex condoms reduces the risk of any sexual transmitted diseases that are transmitted by genital fluids, such as gonorrhea, chlamydia, and Trish. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not even gonna.
We're gonna put that.
So these STDs, right? It'll be on a screen somewhere. But those diseases can disturb a woman's pH balance. So many times, like, I've heard that people, when they have these type of STDs, like, they either experience like a foul odor or itchiness, anything of that sort. So again, if you ever have any of those symptoms, you just want to go see a doctor just to be sure, and just to avoid any type of STD. Use condoms. Practice safe sex. It don't hurt.
It doesn't.
It hurt.
And they have so many options. They have ultra thins. So for all my people who be like, I'm allergic. It's too thick, man. This is too thick for me. Listen, they got ultra thins. Ultra thin is skin. It's like it's the closest.
Really, I never tried it.
It's the closest thing to skin. So when guys be like, I don't like that, man, you need to go research.
I've never tried it.
And then people be like, I'm allergic to latex. If you don't go take an allergy pill,
you better take a damn Benadryl, honey,
because you're making excuses.
But you know what's funny? I know somebody that's allergic, a female that's allergic to condoms.
It's actually really common for women, and you can tell too because when you're in the middle of intercourse, it's like getting swollen and your body's reacting.
Or dry.
Mm-hmm. You can actually
yeah,
that's true. That makes sense.
But they have lambskin,
and they do have lambskin. They have women condoms. So for all my women, you could just put a condom inside you and he could go off. There you go.
I never used that.
I never used that.
Have you?
Never.
But we're giving options. We're giving options out there.
It never hurt.
Why not? So another thing also in feminine hygiene is to eat right and diet correctly. So maintaining a healthy diet can do your body and your vagina good. So they say you are what you eat.
Honey. Girl, I don't okay. So I don't mean to say this to you, sis, because I don't want it for all my slender, thin, beautiful.
Oh God!
I have to say this because all my curvy girls are going to agree with me when I say this. We curvy women for real. We have been talked about diets since we've been born. If you've been chubby and as a kid, diets have been drilled into our heads. And honey, diet is everything. And it's true. The reason why I say this because it is about your food. Food is so important. Food will change your food changes everything. Food changes everything about your body. Your body literally speaks based off of what you eat.
Sure does.
It does. So a diet is I have to say I can't stress it enough because it's true. Like, because I used to think like, oh, when somebody says a diet, you have to be chubby or fat, but everybody has to be on a certain diet. You know what I'm saying? So
but don't think of diet as like losing weight.
Okay.
Right. Diet, it just means like whatever it is that you're eating, whatever it is that you're intaking. You know what I mean?
You're right. Okay.
So it's not necessarily like, oh yeah, weight loss.
My bad, Slim.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So pretty much like foods like yogurt contain good for your bacteria. It helps promote vaginal health. And also they say like if you experience like urinary tract infections, it's best to either eat cranberries or drink cranberry juice. So I was also told that as well because I'm prone to yeast infections and I was prone to UTIs. So there's a whole different topic when it comes to UTIs, but I'll just throw in real quick that to avoid getting UTI, you don't want to like hold your urine. And also you have to pee before and after sex. So when you pee before, because urine contains bacteria, so when you're having sex, all of that bacteria is pretty much going inside, and you don't want that. You want to release that before and after, because even after, yes, especially after. So you want to always do that. And then if you're prone to it, just take either the capsules, the actual cranberries, or drink cranberry juice.
Yes. And also I like going back to what you said, cranberry capsules, man. I mean, it doesn't get any more convenient than that. It doesn't.
There's people that are like capsules. Like, I'd rather just eat the damn cranberry or just eat cranberry juice or eat dry cranberries.
But sometimes.
Right. I love dry cranberries.
Oh, yeah. Dry cranberries is amazing. You can sit there and eat that all day. It's like, it's a weird taste. It's so sour, but it's so like good.
Oh, I love it.
I love it too. I love that.
So last but not least, we have to try to stay clean. Okay, we gotta try to stay clean, sis. It sounds simple, but it's super, super, super important to wipe from front to back. Okay? And then you wanna wipe from to back. No.
Child. There was actually I was watching this thing on Netflix, and there was actually a social experiment of how do people wipe. And you would be surprised how many people wipe from back to front. Like people.
I was doing that at one point.
Yeah. Because you think
when I was a kid,
because you think it's so convenient. Like, all right, bet, let me just, But in actuality,
right,
putting the bacteria, you're putting it in your vagina. Your vagina is very, very sensitive.
Exactly. I have a very, very sensitive vagina. So everything that I do to it, anything that is happening down there, I'm making sure I am on top of it. Okay. Right. It was one point that my doctor was like, "You're here again." I'm like, "Yeah, because I know something is wrong." And I know, I remember the first time I had BV, I was like, this ain't normal. Right. It was so bad because I didn't even know what it was. I was like, "Oh my God." It was so bad. Mm-hmm. He thought it was a yeast infection.
It's a very common thing. A lot of people don't. I mean, it's not common to keep getting it, but it's common if you have gotten it.
It is common. It is. It's even common to women who has never even had sex, who are still virgins. So you can disrupt your pH balance so many ways and get infections. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have sex in order to get infections. No. Right. Like even wiping from back to front, you can get BV. Like simple things like that.
The panties you're wearing, we talked about this and all the tips.
Right.
Like it's really, it's sensitive.
Right.
A lot of women are so embarrassed because we're taught to be embarrassed when we have something going on, but we're only embarrassed because we're not having the conversation. You got to have the conversations. How else are you going to know what is normal and what is not? You got to talk about it.
Exactly. Exactly. So pretty much changing your pads, changing your panty liners, your tampons, you have to change those regularly because if you're not changing them, you are prone to getting an infection. So you want to try to avoid doing those things and, leaving your tampons and all them type of stuff on for so damn long because it can definitely do you more damage than good.
And tampons are super, they can be really detrimental to your,
Oh, yes.
It can. You gotta be.
Yes. Did you hear about that woman that almost died?
What? How? No, I didn't hear about that.
Well, I want to get into that another day because that has to do more with like reproductive organs and stuff like that, your reproductive system. So I want to get into that one day, but we'll leave like the article down below, but it's crazy. And I'll send it to you too. She almost lost her life.
Did they actually tell you the name of the tampon? Because I know whoever saw that was like, okay, I'm definitely not going to use that.
I can't hear. Hold on.
So, yeah, did they actually tell you the name of that tampon?
No. But I think it's just tampons in general. You know what's funny? My doctor always told me not to use tampons.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was your doctor? Because obviously my doctor wasn't telling me nothing. My
doctor, he was such a great doctor.
See, I'm learning a lot. Like now, moving forward, I know never get like for me, I can't deal with no man gyno because my man, I have a man and
I had a man too. That's the one who I learned all that information from.
Girl, my man gyno is not telling me this. My man gyno is telling me birth control. He's talking about he's trying to get like, girl, this is another conversation off camera, but I'm just telling you, my gyno, he's on some other stuff, and I'm starting to learn the importance of actually picking good doctors, because guys, there is a real issue out here that people are not telling us. There are some doctors who are playing literally Einstein and freaking I don't know how to say it, but they're playing games with us, especially women of color. So we need to be really careful of the doctors we pick, because I feel like looking at my past history, there are some things I could have avoided and learned.
Girl, you and I both, and this will be, in another episode because there's so much to this. But I will say,
really good. Like it's really in depth. Like it goes so many places.
I will say though that now all my doctors are women of color, all of them.
It's important to have women, man. And I'm not saying men are not great. I'm just saying from some of my experiences, I don't even think it has to do with what men and women. To tell you the truth, I think it's just caring doctors. Good doctors who are caring, because there's not enough caring doctors. These doctors are all out here just playing operation on us, and they're not explaining things. And I'm over it. I'm just over the negligence, like for real.
Yeah,
Like
I
even if
agree.
I feel like a doctor is ignoring me and not talking to me, I'm like, I'm done. I don't do the whole back and forth, because if you're not explaining stuff to me, because we don't know this like stuff, you know. And if you're not explaining stuff and you just think I'm supposed to know, like get out of here, get away from me. I'm over it, girl. That just upset me, girl, because I just saw a doctor the other day, and girl, I had to write a whole review.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wow.
I was really pissed.
Yeah, so pretty much, these are things that we have to learn. We have to research ourselves, because honestly, when I first was diagnosed, when I first had the BV,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one that brought that to my doctor.
Mm.
I was like, this is not yeast infection, because yeast infection should not have a smell. And I was like, do you think it's like it could be bacterial vaginosis? And he was just like, I'm gonna check it right now. So he went under the microscope, or he did whatever it is that he did, and he was like, yep, you have BV. And I was like, see, I told you,
And
I
that's
had this.
there's nothing wrong with telling your doctor what, because sometimes they need to know. Like, I live with me, I know what's going on with me. You know, you gotta tell them.
You know what's funny? Some doctors, they still do research to this day. Some doctors don't even know certain things. Like, it's so sad to say, but I have a neurologist, right? Mm-hmm. And he YouTubed like certain things. And I was just there like, is he really YouTubing?
In front of you. It was in front of you?
It was in front of me.
Girl, you know, that's why they call YouTube University.
Because it's going to teach you everything. I was like,
it'll teach you everything.
I was like, why is he?
Wow.
You got the PhD, sir. You the medical doctor.
Listen, I graduated from YouTube. What did you graduate from? Okay.
Ivy League school.
Because they really out here making it seem like, why did you go to school for 10 years plus and you over here YouTubing in front of me? I don't even know if I would be like, oh, child. Girl, we can talk about this all day, because they swear you change the title, you change the person, honey. No, that person is still that person with the title, okay?
Exactly. Just with a degree under his belt. That's it.
You got to know yourself, ladies. Be an advocate to your health, man. Be an advocate to your health. Don't let anybody...
Right. But if you guys want us to discuss more about like the yoni steaming and fibroids, endometriosis, and all that stuff, let us know, because I had my surgery for fibroids last year, so I got rid of most of them. So I'm excited about that.
Yes. If you haven't checked out Julie's fibroid story, is on her channel.
Lighter periods all 2020. I'm so happy.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so if you guys want us to talk about that, then let us know, because I love this. I can talk about
anything to help better each other in our health, because health is extremely important, and it's something that's always overlooked. Like, I can't believe in 2020 it's like we're not as educated as we think we are. We're really not. Like, there's so much stuff that we don't know.
Especially men.
And that's a whole nother thing what men go through, but for women, definitely is complex for us.
Right.
So, Julie, do you have anything you want to leave with the people, like, to kind of close out? Like, what should we leave for the people?
Yes, I pretty much just want to say just to eat clean, because if you didn't take anything from today, just take in that you gotta eat clean, because you are what you eat, okay? Mm-hmm. And they always say, when they when they tasting you, you gotta taste good and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I swear to you, I got like pineapple, Greek yogurts. I got all that. I'm like,
listen, eat fruits.
Yes.
Stay healthy.
And drink a lot of...
Yes, drink plenty of water. You want to
okay?
yourself. it's important. It's extremely, extremely, extremely important to just eat healthy in general. You know, not even just for down there. It's just in general. Everybody is getting older. You want to, you know, just you are what you eat, okay? And just yeah, take care of yourself. All in all.
Perfect. Love it.
So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something today. I know Faith did. Oh, well, I hope you guys learned something today. I know MJ did. So.
I love how she just puts my name and my other name. Y'all call me whatever you want. I'm here for it. But yes, I love it. Thank you, Julie, for all this information, girl. Like, she is on it. Like, you need to go to her if you want to know all this tips and tricks, because I keep it real basic with my life. I'm like, hey, if it ain't broke, I ain't fixing it. Julie's like, listen, this is how you fix it. I'm like, okay.
Yes. No, I'm like, no, don't do that.
No. I love it though. I love it because I'm learning, and I'm pretty sure our viewers definitely learned today. So guys, go ahead. Julie, do you want to tell them where they can follow you at?
At juliarzu, and you can also follow my business page at Fro the Culture.
Okay, and guys,
I'm sorry, and also Twitter as well. I forget that I have Twitter. And you can also follow me on Twitter at JuLoveHer.
Oh, love that. Okay, guys, and you know, we're already on here on my YouTube channel, margenajose, and please follow my Instagram at margenajose. And guys, we will begin with a name. I can't believe we still have a name, Julie. Like, we're gonna have to ask our viewers, what do you think our name should be? Like,
we're gonna have a baby ceremony. I told you.
Huh?
We're just gonna have a naming ceremony.
We need a naming ceremony because I think this is becoming like we need something. We need some inspiration. So we're gonna close out and love you guys. Peace.